Welcome to the sample project tutorial for PavementLCA.com. Pavement LCA includes several sample project roadways that users can copy and edit instead of creating roadways from scratch. At the time of this recording, the tool only has Canadian locations and sample files from Quebec and Ontario are provided. Others will be added in due time as new samples are provided or new locations added. If you are familiar with the desktop version of the tool, there were 48 Ontario and 96 Quebec sample files available, which were essentially 48 different road designs adjusted for 3 subgrade moduli of 30, 40, and 50 megapascals. In the web version, we are providing only the 30 MPa versions, but with a helper file to help users easily recreate the 40 and 50 MPa versions. There are in fact few differences between those versions. So I'm in the tool now, and we're in my projects or wherever you happen to be. And I'm going back to projects, and then I'm going to hit sample projects. And these are the sample projects. They're all listed below here. You can expand the list to greater numbers. So we have 16 Ontario roadways, ON prefix. Northern Quebec, which is Quebec City, NQC, Southern Quebec, which is Montreal, SQC. These roadways designs all come from 2 different Applied Research Associates, Inc. reports for the Cement Association of Canada, one for Ontario and one for Quebec. The naming nomenclature is quite similar between them all. You'll see in the description here, we have ARA design, hot mix asphalt, municipal collector road, 25-year pavement design, 30 MPa, CBR, California bearing ratio equals 3 of the subgrade strength with an AADTT of 250. You see the nomenclature over here, Ontario, municipal collector, HMA 250 ADT, 30 MPa subgrade modulus. The next road is a very similar road, but with 500 AADTT. And then the next one, alphabetically, happens to be the same road, but for Portland cement concrete instead of HMA, again at 200 and 500 AADTs. As we go down, you get into municipal major arterial roads, and further down alphabetically, we get into municipal minor arterial roads, all with different AADT ratings and designs. So I'm going to copy one of these sample projects and into my projects, and then I can manipulate it, change it, and rename it, do whatever I want to over there. So you just hit the copy button over here. I'm going to go with the Ontario Municipal Major Arterial HMA 10,000 AADT road, and I'm going to click the copy button here. And after a few seconds, it's been copied into my projects. So I go up to my projects, and you'll see here I have the 2 previous tutorial files that we've been working with, and here's my new file at Ontario 10,000 AADT road with brackets copy 1 in it, just to show you that it's a copy. You can't actually edit the sample projects themselves, you can only copy them and then edit the copies. So I'm going to click on this file, the edit button on the left, and you'll see it opens up. And here we have the road, we have the description. If you go into the roadways, you'll see we have one roadway there. We open that button up, and you'll see there that that's the roadway design. And you can change any of these elements you want. You can change the materials, save them. This is the roadway design, and we can make any changes you want. I'll just make a simple change here. I'm going to double the lane length and update the roadway, and now it's saved as my new version. If I go back to my projects again and reopen that, maybe I should have renamed it. Here, and I'm going to rename it here to something like Thin Road 2 kilometer lane length, just so I know. And what happened to the file? I say project. There we go. It's a good way to start files from another copy copy of another file instead of from scratch, it may save you a bit of time. Or if you just want to use them as examples to figure out how to create your own road designs. Like I mentioned earlier, the desktop version had versions of all these roads for 30, 40, and MPA subgrades. We've only provided the 30 MPA subgrades here. In order to create the 40 or 50 MPA, it's quite easy. There's very little differences, and all you need to do is copy one of the sample files here and make a couple of changes. So we've included an Excel spreadsheet that's going to help you do that. So I go back here to sample projects, and you'll see here above the table, please click here to open an Excel spreadsheet that can help you to easily duplicate existing sample projects. So I'm going to click there. And in Chrome down here, I've got a button here saying that I've downloaded the file, and now I'm going to open it up in Excel. And I'm going to bring Excel up onto my screen. Enable editing at the top of Excel. And there we have it. We have Excel open, and this is the file that you get when you click that button. We have 3 tabs at the bottom for Ontario, SQC, and NQC designs. The pages are all exactly the same format. We see here on the first table at the top is the road class, the lane length, all the details that are included in the roads. You'll see here in the first column of roads on the left, I've got the 30 MPA. I'm circling it here. This is the 30 MPA road. This is the 40 MPA road over here. And I scroll to the right, and this is the 50 MPA road of this particular design, municipal collector 250 AADTT. If I scroll down, I've got the PCC road design details. I scroll down further, I've got the HMA road design details, both with an initial construction section and the maintenance and rehabilitation schedules and inputs over here. Now, the way this spreadsheet is designed is that the 30 MPA is the included file in the sample projects. The 40 and the 50 are the ones that you're going to create yourself if you want to. And the yellow highlighted cells are the things that have changed from the 30 MPA. So the idea is open the 30 MPA, copy the 30 MPA sample file to your projects, and then make the changes in yellow. And it's just a way of highlighting the things that need to be changed. So you see here, for instance, we're going between 250 AADT road, going from 30 to 40 MPA. The only thing that changes is the subgrade. And you'll see in the PCC road here, nothing has changed because there is no yellow squares here. And in the HMA roadway, the only thing that has changed is the lower subgrade layer of 30 MPA has changed from 350 millimeters to 300 millimeters. As I scroll to the right, we'll get to different road types. So those are the 250 ADT roads. These are the 500s, and these are the 1000s, and so forth. Now, back to the 500. Again, this is a 30 MPA road. The orange cells here indicate what the differences are between that 30 MPA 500 road and the 30 MPA 250 road. Now, you don't have to make those changes because the 530 MPA road is included in the sample file, so you just have to open that one. But it's just there for information's sake, so you can tell what's changed as we go up the designs. So I'm going to keep scrolling way over to the right. We go through all these different roads bunched in groups of 3s. These are the 2,500 roads. We've got 30, 40, and 50 again. And I'm going to scroll way over to the right. And here we have the sample file that we just opened. And this is the 10,000 AADT road at 30 MPA. And I want to create a 40 MPA road. So I've already copied the 30 MPA road. And I just want to make these changes on the HMA road is the one I opened. So I've scrolled down here. And you'll see here that the only difference between these roads is the subbase layer of granular B, and the 30 MPa road is 600 millimeters there, and it's changed to 550. These numbers over here are the cost numbers. As we've said in other tutorials, they're not, they're only there for information only, so you can update those as well, but they're not linked to a cost, lifecycle costing tool yet. So we can change those numbers as well if we want to, but they won't affect any results. So we need to know, we know that we need to change the thickness of the subgrade layer to 550 mils, and we also need to change the initial cost to 1,343,564. So I'm going to go back to Pavement LCA. I'm going back to my projects, and we've copied the HMA 10,080 T road. I'm going to change the title here to 40 MPa, just so I know that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get rid of the earlier change that we made to 2 kilometer lane length. And I'm going to say save project. I'm going to go to project roadways. I can open up the roadway. And the first thing I'm going to do is change this lane length back down to 1. Here's the initial cost that we've decided we need to change to $1.343654 million. And the other thing we know we had to change is the granular layer 2 down here should change from 600 millimeters thickness to 550. So here it is here, granular layer 2. If I click on this button, this box over here, thickness, we've got 600. We change that to 550. Click out of that box, and then I hit update roadway. And that's all there is to it. I've just created the 40 MPa road from the 30 MPa sample file. And I can do the same thing for 50 MPa if I want. I'm going back to my spreadsheet, and you'll see here that on this particular road, the HMA road, the only thing again has changed is that second layer of subgrade down to 500 millimeters and the initial cost. So it's the same thing. Now remember, I'm only copying the 30 MPa roadways and making the changes either for the 40 or the 50 over here. Don't, these yellow squares cells will not indicate a change between the 40 and the 50. It's between the 30 MPa road and the 40, or between the 30 MPa road and the 50 independently. And you'll see here on the spreadsheet, I've got the Quebec roads, SQC and NQC, exact same format. It looks exactly the same. There are some instructions up here at the top of the spreadsheet to tell you how we're going, how it's happening, and some notes here. But once you figured out how to do one, you can do them all if you like. That concludes the sample projects tutorial.